Good evening. In just a few minutes, the youth are going to put on a skit for us about faith. But I thought I'd talk for a little bit beforehand. You see, God is faithful to us in spite of our unfaithfulness to God at times. If you think about it, and let's look at Genesis, where creation begins, where we begin, where our story begins. After Adam and Eve sinned, God was still faithful to them, to us. God spoke to them and said that Eve's descendant would crush the serpent's head, even though the serpent would bite the descendant's head or heel. A little later on, God promised to Noah and his family that the earth would never again be destroyed. Even further along after that, God promised a childless man named Abram that his descendants would be more numerous than the stars in the sky and the grains of sand on the beach. A little further on, God was faithful again and promised David that even though David was a violent man, that David's line would never end. And we know this to be true and to culminate in Jesus Christ coming through the Davidic line. You see, God is faithful to us in spite of our unfaithfulness to God. And that truly is a wonderful thing. In this time of Lent, in this time of confession and forgiveness, we come to a God who loves us, who forgives us, and is faithful to us in spite of our unfaithfulness to God at times. God is faithful to us, even if we have only the faith the size of a mustard seed. Let's watch this skit.
Harold, get up and take a look at this.
What? What in the world?
It's a tree.
I can see that. What's it doing in our bedroom?
It must have pushed its way up through the second-story floor while we were sleeping.
Oh.
Harold!
What?
Aren't you going to do anything about it?
What do you want me to do? Start looking around for Jack?
Very funny. This isn't a beanstalk and no one's laying a golden egg.
Then why do I hear so much cackling?
I'm going to ignore that.
Oh, all right. You just hate to see me get any rest at all, don't you, woman?
The rainforest is growing in our bedroom and all you can think about is sleep.
You're the one who insisted on having house plants.
How was I supposed to know this would happen? What are we going to do?
I don't know, but until we figure it out, I'd lay off the Miracle Grow.
I didn't use any Miracle Grow.
So then, this is an act of God?
God wanted us to have a tree in our bedroom?
Maybe he's trying to tell us something.
Like what?
Like maybe you need to sweep the floors a little more often?
I'm sure God knows that the broom works just as well when you operate it too, dear.
Okay, so that's not what he's trying to tell us.
Look, for some reason there's a tree growing in our house. We've got a problem and we'll just have to figure out how to take care of it. WWMSD.
WWMSD.
What would Martha Stewart do?
Something tells me she probably doesn't have a book on this particular problem. So, what kind of tree you figure it is anyway?
Well, it's not a maple.
It's not a magnolia.
You don't think this is that mustard seed I planted a while back, do you?
That itty-bitty thing? No way.
But that's the only plant I haven't been checking on. The kids have been watering it for me.
Can a mustard seed do this?
I've heard people talk about having the faith of a mustard seed. Maybe this is what they mean.
So maybe that's why it's here. God's trying to teach us about faith.
He couldn't have just had a preacher stop by.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. Hey, look, we could use it as a laundry rack.
Oh yeah, that's just what we need, a dirty sock tree.
Of course. Oh, wait, that's it, the dirty sock tree. We could sell 1 million of these on eBay. God is saying he wants us to be rich.
You need help.
Of course I'll need help. Someone has to keep track of the bids, the closing date of the auction.
If God did do this, I don't think it was so we could sell dirty sock trees on eBay.
What's he got against eBay?
Probably nothing, but that's not my point. My point is we're getting to see firsthand how big the faith of a mustard seed is.
Our insurance company is never going to believe this.
Maybe this happened to us so we can tell others that Jesus was right. If you have the faith of just a little mustard seed, look at what all you can accomplish.
So we should call the paper then?
The paper, Newsweek, Jimmy Fallon. Maybe we could even enter it in the state fair.
A blue ribbon winner for sure.
And we can't forget about the best way of all to get the message out.
What's that?
Well, since it's almost Christmas, what do you say we decorate it and leave it right here for the holidays?
A mustard tree Christmas tree.
Why not? They both represent faith.
But we'd have to come upstairs every time we want to see the treetop.
It's good exercise, and think of the money it'd save us. And every time we look at it, we'll be reminded of how just a little faith can have incredible results.
How about some breakfast?
You expect me to sweep the floors and cook too?
All right, I'll help.
He really is a God of miracles.
And after we eat, we'll start decorating. Mustard tree Christmas trees. Now there's something I could sell on eBay.